I mean, well, originally I'm from Washington, D.C. I've been in Miami for about a year and a half. Basically, like, chasing my dreams, to be honest with you. I've always been an athlete, played basketball from the age of 7 all the way through my collegiate years.
Okay.
Didn't make it pro. So I had to figure out a way for me like to stay closer to the game as possible. And ultimately, that's how I moved towards more so training and sports and performance, but fitness overall.
All right. So let's kind of unpack that. That was a lot. You covered your whole life story in like 2-3 sentences there.
I'm trying to make it short as I can.
Yeah, I get you. So you obviously been playing basketball all your life. You've been an athlete all your life.
Right.
Like, so you were trying to navigate, like, because you tried making it pro and then that didn't work out the way you wanted it to work out. Mm-hmm. How did that work out? Like, how far did you get and stuff like that?
I mean, also, I'm gonna be honest, like, I had a couple offers where I could have like went overseas, played in Dubai. But that wasn't something that I really wanted, especially after the tons of injuries, which really like derailed everything. It was just time to pivot, So getting into fitness, I'm sorry, as far as I went, I did play a little semi-pro.
Okay.
That's as far as I got after college. And after that, I just had to find a way to pivot because ultimately I stopped playing.
Right.
I tried to get rid of it completely. And what that sparked was a little depression. So it was figuring out a way to keep moving forward.
I can imagine that, man. Mm-hmm. I mean, like, when did you start playing basketball?
7. I think age 7 I started playing.
And so when did you decide to that's it, this ain't gonna make it? Like at 25-ish?
As far as decide, I never made that decision. Like I'm still
you know what I mean though, like where you were like, all right, it ain't in me to go like NBA. Like where was that?
You kind of realize that that's not gonna happen. Like even when I finally transferred, my clock was, my D1 clock was up by the time I left junior college.
So explain that to me because I don't know what that is.
Okay, so when you play college sports, you have 5 years to play 4 in the D1 era. So the big schools, UCLA's, your Maryland's, your Washington.
Yeah, the top of the top colleges.
Exactly. So you only have 5 years to play, right? And then so if you get hurt or anything like that, you can use a redshirt year, and that doesn't count against you.
Gotcha.
Okay, your clock starts as soon as you enroll your freshman year. Okay. When you go down to D2, which I ended up going, the rules kind of changed a little bit. I can't remember exactly. I think it's like 12 semesters you get. So you get a little bit longer, but your clock stops. So your D1 clock never stops. The D2 clock stops whenever you go part-time. So that's ways around it, whereas you get to play a little longer.
I get you. So like the D1, they're basically saying, hey, you're at the highest level, so you got 5 years to either make it or break it.
Exactly.
With D2, it's like you're close to the top of the top, but we're gonna give you a little time so you can maybe go semi-pro or some so you get a little bit more like cushion, like so you can angle off.
You do, because you can stop. I mean, it's not even about semi-pro. Like at that point, I still thought I was gonna go pro, honestly.
Okay.
Just not the NBA.
Okay.
Right. So I went to JUCO first, so I'm already an anomaly. So when I played high school, I only played 1 year of high school. I didn't play my freshman year. I didn't play my sophomore year. I played spring league my junior year when they finally figured out that I was at the school. Okay. And then I played my senior year. So coming out of high school in Prince George's County, which is like a super competitive place to play college sport, play basketball, period, I had no scholarships. So I had to figure out what to do. So I went to junior college. Okay, so I mean, ultimately that's a good thing because it makes you become a dog. Like nothing's handed to you. Like you really dare to get a full scholarship. So going the junior college route, that's where I experienced most of my injuries. So it took me a little longer to come out of junior college because I wasn't giving up on the dream. Right. When it was time to transfer from junior college to the university, D1 clock's over. At that point, I'm just thinking I'm going overseas. I'm going overseas. I'm gonna have a great year. I'm a career overseas. You can play for years overseas and make a ton of money. You know, it's just a grind. It's an absolute grind. Like you talk about you get overseas, you might be in the league that don't pay that much. But you play that season just to get another season right behind it. Right. So you go from playing a regular basketball season into a summer basketball season, into the next season. But you might play 22 months straight before you get a decent contract. But at that point, you just keep ramping it up. Yeah. In other words, you gotta, I guess it sounds like you almost gotta like show your salt. Like, are you worth actually spending money type of thing? Or like getting like actual contracts with that type of, because again, I don't know how that works. You hit it right on the nail. And to be honest, since I went to junior college, I already had that mindset. Because when you're in junior college, you don't get your scholarship straight out of high school. You have a different mindset than people who already got it. Because you have nothing. So now you got to compete against the Duke players who are already in school. You got to compete against the rest of the world. No one knows who you are. So you go there and you work twice as hard as they do just so you can get
just so you can get your just so you can get your name out there.
Just to get your foot in the door.
Yeah,
It's not even your name at that point. You just get your foot in the door.
Just
like
hold the door open.
I'm trying to go to the university, and my mother paid nothing for school. You know what I'm saying? She can't pay for me to go to school. I have to do this. It's a do or die mentality.
Nice.
You know, so that's something that's developed in junior college.
Nice. And I'm assuming you kind of